what's the balance between good stuff you can take from last week and also work-ons from it?
Yeah, look, we're delighted to get a win. It's something we've been craving for a while, and I think we're delighted to go to France. It's not an easy place to go and play, and to come away with a pretty convincing win is great. So it boosts morale. There's obviously things that we've got to clearly work on, and we're going to be tested again at home this weekend against a Treviso side who are physical, and they're going to come at us up front. So we've got to make sure that we've got all aspects of the game with and without the ball in place. I think scoring 6 tries away from home was great. We show some cutting edge and some accuracy there, and so we want to keep that going, and we want to make sure that we're steady and tidy with the ball. And then without the ball, we need to make sure we front up physically, because, as I say, they're Italian sides are traditionally big, tight 5 orientated sides who are going to try and take us on up front. So we've got to be strong there, and then we've got to make sure we just eliminate those little soft moments that have sort of littered our season so far.
Yeah, I'm sure scoring 6 tries was perfectly in the script, but conceding 3 probably wasn't in Bayonne, was it?
No, it's not, and it's that's something that we want to make sure that we tidy up on, and as I say, that's coming forward this weekend. We just want a really strong professional performance where we've got a duty to deliver for our fans at home, and for our own intrinsic motivation, we need to make sure that we deliver this weekend, and we get that victory.
And bearing in mind what has happened at home so far, is there a better opportunity than this to record your first home win of the season?
Well, no, there's not. I mean, it's the next game, and it is the opportunity for us to to give our fans something to cheer about. And you talk about momentum. I don't think we've gained, and we must take each game as it comes, and we can't look too far ahead. But moving from a good performance against Bayonne, making improvements, and a strong performance against Treviso that we want, will just set us well going back into the Premiership.
And what do you read into Treviso's 41-10 defeat at home to La Rochelle?
Well, look, I've clearly watched the game, and the score kind of is a little bit flattering. La Rochelle are a very good side. They're second in the top 14 at the minute, so they're physically very strong, and I think they fronted up physically against Treviso, but Treviso also created a lot of opportunities against them, and just a little bit of inaccuracy meant that they didn't convert some of those into points. So look, we know they've got threats. They've got, with only 2 Italian sides, they obviously have a number of internationals, and it's coming to that stage of the season where we want to make sure that they put their best foot forward and push themselves for international selection. So we just want to make sure we deal with ourselves and make sure we get the things that we need to get right. We get them right.
How different in terms of preparation is preparing for a European game from a defence coach's point of view compared to the Premiership, where obviously there's so much familiarity, so much about how the opposition will line up and how they'll attack?
Well, I suppose having worked in the Pro 12, I know quite a few of the Italian sides with the French sides. You just get to know them. If you've been in coaching or in this environment long enough, you get to know them, and you get plenty of footage, and you watch them. So it's not a massive change from my perspective, and I don't think for the players. I mean, from a defence perspective, it's about just getting our aspects and our processes right, and making sure that whatever they throw at us, you can't predict what somebody's going to throw at you, but we just can make sure we get our processes right, and then we'll be in control of our own destiny.
Jonny May came back in last week. How much of a lift has that just given everyone to see him lining up alongside them?
Yeah, look, Jonny's he's quality, isn't he? He's arguably a world-class player. So his kick chase, his ability to beat people one-on-one, his energy, just all lends to give him a bit of a buzz, and on the back of a win, we just want to keep that going and keep that momentum going, because it's been a tough Premiership start, and it's not the Premiership start that a lot of people, but we know we've got a long way to go, but we're pushing in the right direction, and the players and the staff, we're committed, and we're sticking together, and we're working hard.
Is there an opportunity to rotate again this week? Obviously, a couple of changes were made last weekend, and obviously, this on paper is perhaps an easier game.
Look, there may be some changes, but at the end of the day, as I say, this is an important game for us. It's important in the context that we're at home. We want to make a statement to our fans. We want to play well for our fans, and we want to get things right for ourselves. And we want to make sure that we get a win this weekend.
Injuries? Anyone out who wasn't out before? Anyone coming back in?
No, I think everyone's in one piece.
So actually, pretty much the same squad. I mean, in terms, I know there's a lot of people still out, but in terms of you've got a bit of continuity there, so that must be useful.
Yeah, and look, continuity helps, and I think everyone who stepped in and played. Obviously some players will be rotated, and that's the nature of rugby, because they can't get battered week in week out for whatever number of weeks. So yeah, look, whoever steps in does a terrific job, and we just move on.
And a word finally on David Halafanua, who has been, for most of his time here, a fringe player, but seems to have really just stepped up an extra gear in the last week or so. And from your point of view, to have someone who can tackle like that out on the wing must be a real bonus.
Yeah, look, David's been fantastic this year, and as you say, maybe he wasn't pushing to the forefront last year. I think he's really taken the bull by the horn, so to speak. He's communicating really well. He's physical. He's with the ball. He's got good footwork. He fends well, and he's working hard. And I've been delighted with his progress this year, and I think he's in a good place.
Any idea what's made the difference for him?
You'd have to ask him. But yeah, look, I think he's enjoying it. I honestly do think he's enjoying it. I think the players are really sort of there's a good buzz this year, and Tim Taylor's really brought a lot of energy to us as well, and that's there's a competitive edge to backs. Every time we train, there's some of it's a little bit of fun, but it's competitive now, and I think all of those things add up just to make us a better backline.